beautiful soul, welcome back to another video here on my channel. If you are new, hi, my name is Natalie and this is Be a Free Spirit. The focus of this channel is to bring the unconsciousness to the light to aid you through ascension. Okay, so I focus a lot on the self-love, self-awareness, self-growth, anything to do with the self. So if that's something that interests you and you haven't already subscribed, then consider subscribing and also hitting the notification bell. I do post about 2 to 3 times a week. So today's video is urgent messages from your ancestors, okay? And this is pretty specific. So this is your ancestors on Earth, like, so you're kind of, biological, basically ancestors, right? And then you also have messages from your galactic ancestors, right? It's kind of like your galactic line. So there's kind of cards from each side, and then they kind of conject with messages, like kind of guidance around your situation right now. So this is what you need to hear right now. So if you're called to this video, there's some really strong, powerful energy in here because you're channeling really both sides of who you are, right? So it's gonna be great. So yeah, that gives you an overview of what today's reading is. Before we jump into an overview of the decks, I definitely just want to give a disclaimer that if there's anything in this reading that doesn't resonate, it could be that message wasn't meant for you, okay? This is a message for the collective, so just use your intuition. It will guide you to what is meant for you. I also like to add on my channel that not every pick a card reading that I upload may be right for you at this point in your journey, so just use your intuition. I completely trust you guys. I completely trust your intuition. So it will guide you to what you need to know. But with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into a overview of the decks. All right, so here we have a close-up of the decks. We have pile 1. This is honeycomb calcite. Fun fact about this crystal, it's actually can only be found here in my home state in Utah. So that's kind of fun, huh? This is pile 2. This is peacock ore. This is pile 3. This is tourmaline quartz. And this is pile 4. This is amethyst. So as usual, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 30 seconds to meditate with those piles and crystals, and then we'll jump straight into the reading. All right, hopefully that gave you guys a moment to meditate with those crystals. Timestamps are listed down below for your reading. All right, group 1, welcome to your reading. Chose a honeycomb calcite. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty fun fact. When I saw it at my local metaphysical store and it's like local to Utah, I was like, oh. So it just kind of feels cool to have something that is so rooted to where I live. So yeah, definitely some powerful earth element energy for sure. Guess it wants to be that way. That's fine. So this is how we're going to kind of lay it out. So these are messages from, again, like kind of your earthly ancestors. This is the advice they're both going to have for you. And then this is the advice from your galactic ancestors, as well as a message, just one message on your soul mission. So this is what I felt called to do. So we're gonna start here, then here, here, and back to here, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of put these out of the way though. Actually, no, I think I will kind of unfold them like this. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to see how Spirit wants me to present this. It's so interesting because my guides, I think, love to tell me how to present certain cards because I am such an image and such kind of like an organized person. So it's kind of funny. Okay, so let's start here. So let's see what your ancestors want you to know right now. Okay, so this is your biological ancestors. Okay, the first card we have is Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Okay, so I'm already getting, you know, one of your earthly ancestors is trying to kind of bring to your awareness some kind of pattern that seems to happen time after time in your biological like bloodline. So it's something that is probably not just something like a pattern that you have, but maybe if you have a sibling or like one of your parents, right? Or someone else in your life that you can kind of observe to see what common patterns you possess that you can bring awareness to kind of break that chain. So it's going to be different for all of you, but your ancestors want you to break this chain because it seems like it's been something that has maybe built up karmatic debt in your bloodline, or it's just caused a lot of like kind of misdirection, if that makes sense, like misdirection of energy, misdirection of like your path, because that's kind of just what I'm getting with like an elder presence, right? It's almost like a lot of like wisdom around like one of your ancestors saying, don't make the same mistakes we did, right? We didn't see at the time that this was a problem, right? And now it's been a common pattern that we want this chain to be broken so we can be open to new experiences, so we can be open to upgrading our DNA, right? Because you could be a catalyst for generations to come, or just whatever you choose as family too. We're just talking about energy here too. So, wow. And then we have Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. I think it's kind of for that reason, right? Like your ancestors are coming through, I think, to just really say, there's some kind of pattern in your ancestral line that maybe causes you to not follow your true potential, right? Or causes you to be in this stuck energy or this kind of like victim mentality I'm hearing, or maybe like kind of like woe is me type of mentality maybe. So just take it as it resonates. But there's a lot of awareness of bringing your inner fire out, right? And kind of moving past these patterns that hold that fire back. Because maybe there are certain parts, you know, that your family was like, you can't show these parts to the world, right? We can't show these parts to the world. There's a certain social personality, sub-personality that we have to put on in order to be accepted, right? So, and then we have Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Yeah, like for some of you, I'm getting like, there is maybe some like spiritual kind of practices that maybe some of your ancestors practiced in the past. And, you know, it was something that there was this inner power, right? And then something, you know, with maybe some of the times that happened, right? This was looked at as evil or looked at as non-holy, right? Or something like that. But it's something that it's a great power that your like your bloodline possesses that got kind of shut out. And, you know, the elder is kind of saying it got shut out so that, you know, you could survive. So you have to understand why that happened. And it was because socially you would have been literally killed, right? If you were to follow those practices. But there is like this inner fire of like, it's this inner like spiritual strength, these gifts, this knowledge, these practices, whatever it is, you know, that really are like waiting to be ignited. And now they're saying, move past these patterns that hold you back. Wow. And then we have Shelion Master, be graceful in movement and action. Yeah, see, I think that's kind of now like what the elder is coming to say, because it's like kind of how I said the message earlier of we didn't know at the time. So like what I think is happening now is at that time, you know, they really didn't have a choice. You couldn't freely practice whatever you wanted because your life was literally at stake, right? Where nowadays we have the freedom to be who we want to be, and it's becoming even more and more accepted as we're evolving as a human consciousness. And so this is the mastery of being like graceful in kind of having this fire ignited, but still existing within kind of the matrix of what's going on in society, right? Because we all affect each other. And I think we're starting to learn this, that our consciousness affects each other. And so it's like, we still need to be in balance with what's going on around us. So it's like your ancestors are saying, have the balance of knowing how to be authentically you, but still present yourself in a way that people can still feel connected. That doesn't mean you hide who you are. That's like the lesson they want you to like not follow anymore. You have to show up who this is every single way. It's about using like almost like the words, right? Or finding the right people, right? Finding the right community is another thing. And so I hope that message is making sense. They just want you to break some pattern that blocks you from your ancestral gifts, which is really powerful. So that's beautiful. So we'll kind of come back to them with these kind of connecting messages. But let's start now with the galactic ancestors. Wow. All right, we have Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not part of it. Yeah, so it's kind of almost this, right? But now kind of in a spiritual sense, right? That's kind of more in an earthly sense, and in the sense of like one of the main human needs is the sense of belonging, right? So it is important for us to fit in somewhere. That doesn't mean you have to fit into the huge dynamic, but you do find a place of belonging somewhere, right? And that's the balance there. So it's almost like now we're looking at the bigger scope of now learning how to be balanced as a human and connecting to kind of some of these higher realms, higher levels of consciousness, and more of kind of this higher spiritual self, right? That is crazy. Yeah, balance, star brothers, protection, loyalty, trust. Yeah, so your kind of ancestors just want you to know, I think, that they understand that there's a lot that you're still kind of trying to understand about kind of your human brain. Because this is what's so crazy, is the soul, the body is just a vessel. But I like to think of the brain as kind of the shadow self, right? Because that's where the ego lies. That's where all of these patterns lie. Because the brain is so powerful and complex, and humans are amazing, right? We are an amazing species, but it does take time to kind of come in and work with, you know, the human side of you. And so I think your spiritual like ancestors or your cosmic ancestors understand this, right? Because this is such a higher level, it's a different level of consciousness that you're working with, right? As you kind of move through these different dynamics. And it's not that you can't work within both. Yeah, see, like just big picture thinking, but I think it's about making space, right? And I said that earlier in one of these cards, that you want to make space for, yeah, actually I think I said that with this card. You want to make space for new ideas, new kind of ways of being, because you're upgrading your DNA. You're upgrading like literally your consciousness that is going to completely like change your DNA, right? Like it's insane. And so that's, your elders are encouraging this, right? They're encouraging any healing that you need to do within the line, that it needs to be broken, because again, it's going to open up the space for a higher level of consciousness. And that's going to be bigger picture thinking that you can't even comprehend right now, right? That's what they're kind of collectively saying with each other. So, you know, it's not to get overwhelmed. It's just to know that they're here with you. Both sides are here with you, and they're not going to push you into something you're not ready for. And they're just bringing awareness to what kind of you need to focus on right now. Yeah, and then we have, oh, okay. See, yeah, your guidance is divinely guided. Yeah, so just know whatever you're feeling called to, don't get overwhelmed by this information, right? Because this is a very strong like confirmation, just information. Like this is a lot of powerful energy from two different perspectives. So don't get overwhelmed, right? It's just focus on really what your ancestors are bringing to your attention, okay? And then we have Well and Orca elders, excuse me. Share your song, diving deep. Yeah, see, diving deep into, again, that human consciousness, the human mind, what are patterns, what are limiting beliefs that come from these patterns, okay? What are ways of acting that don't really align with your soul? Do you act differently at work versus how you act at home because that's not aligning to who you truly are, right? So it's kind of diving deep, but there's just a lot of like, yeah, elder knowledge here, right? Because Well and orcas are like some of the oldest like spirits, right? And this elder spirit on your ancestor side is just very strong to me, right? This is kind of like he's like kind of, they, I guess, are the leader, right? Of like of just kind of like your spiritual team. Like maybe it's one of your big like spiritual guides. That's kind of coming through because there's just a big elder presence here. And so that's why you need to know you're divinely guided, because you have a lot of elders, really high conscious, high spiritual beings that are looking over you, that are part of your line in both directions, okay? So you have like a lot of spiritual knowledge and a lot of spiritual kind of connection, right? Like, wow, this is kind of so beautiful. Okay, so now let's see just kind of what your cosmic ancestors want to say about your soul mission. Just one message, okay? So this is the image, and I'll just let you look at it as I read the message on the back. So just listen closely because these words are very specific to this situation, okay? So it says, our ancient future. An ancient remembering is emerging. Seed crystals and the knowledge they are imbued with are becoming unearthed. Those who see a better future are not just dreaming. Their hearts and minds are hearkening to the core of earth-based traditions to bring through knowledge that will help shift the paradigm into balance. This card is imbued with activations, and you are being showered at this moment with blessings and preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by truly being present. Integrity and intuition will guide you. Wow, that is so powerful. I mean, there's a lot of balance here, right? Because we talked about being balanced on the cosmic level, but being balanced with your human self, right? And so they kind of talked about that here, but you basically, I mean, they said that you're going now through a huge activation. This is, and I said this is a confirmation earlier, like this is a very powerful message to let you know what is really happening, right? You are making the space again to raise your consciousness, and it's because they said remembering ancient knowledge is emerging. So as you go within, you're going to remember, and you work with your ancestors, you're going to gain more of this very ancient elder knowledge that you possess, and working with this guide or just as part of your ancestor line obviously really wants to come through to guide you, because elder, the world elder and just kind of ancient, that energy is showing up now in every card, like every category of cards. So that is just, wow. I am just in awe. This is so beautiful. So now let's see, combine what they want you to know, just kind of guidance around this situation. They're pretty, you know, obviously in sync with each other of kind of knowing where to direct you, right? Like they're kind of just directing you to clear this pattern, right? But let's see kind of some guidance they have. We have the energy of true love. Yeah, so as you're igniting like these different passions, right? Or these different gifts or these different interests, you know, whatever pattern you need to break to kind of unleash your inner power. You're building the sense of true love because, again, you're showing up authentically you. So yeah, if you have patterns, like I mentioned earlier, and those are called subpersonalities, if you have patterns, oh, my ear fell out. If you have patterns that keep happening, it's, you know, time to heal them, because then you're building, you know, a deeper sense of truly loving yourself, right? And you don't have limiting beliefs, and you open again that space for new energy to come in, okay? Whew. And then we have people, the loving man. Oh shit. Spirit's gonna send you someone, okay? It doesn't have to be a man. It's just your spirit is gonna send you your soulmate, okay? Just basically think of like the energy of like a romantic man, right? We're just talking about, think about the energy of someone who's just really romantic and just excited to see you and loves being in your energy. And you know this is from Spirit because the light is shining through, right? And he's like walking through it, like Spirit just shine him down, right? Like, but wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, so Spirit is, you know, your ancestors want to bring this soulmate into your life, okay? And I guess this is guidance around that. If there is like a soulmate already in your life, I think healing like your heart chakra, I mean, because yeah, we kind of have like heart chakra vibes on both of these cards, I think might be an important part of this pattern work, right? Which you could call this shadow work, right? So working through this and really getting to the roots and really healing from it, really basking in love. So it might be a new relationship coming, right? Because I do like sense the feeling of like transformation, or like, and I don't know where I saw that. I thought I saw that somewhere, but maybe I just have that knowing. But yeah, there's just like transformation occurring right now for you, because again, you just got like integrated, right? So you just got like a bunch of awareness, and now you're gonna have a deeper connection to your ancestors on both sides. And so a lot more is going to start happening, right? And so your ancestors want you to focus more on that heart chakra and open up to love in whatever way is relevant, okay? And then the next card we have is Spirit, Angels of the Four Directions. Oh man. Yeah, I think what your ancestors are saying is to set yourself free, right? On both sides, to set yourself free, because again, you're being divinely guided, okay? You're being divinely guided by very powerful elder energy, okay? So just trust in that. Trust in, it is someone who is literally so wise, who knows exactly how the universe works, who's probably been around since, you know, the beginning of time, because that's how strong this energy of elder is, right? A lot of ancient knowledge, right? And so you have a lot of protection. So your ancestors are encouraging you again to kind of follow whatever gifts or bliss or, you know, kind of interests you are called to, because there's this inner fire that needs to explode, because it's almost like, yeah, like, whoops, almost needs to be just like ignited. So that is beautiful. You definitely need to let me know what you think of this down below, because I'm so glad that I did this reading. I felt called to do like an ancestor reading for a couple weeks now, and oh, this just is beautiful. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this down below. I'd love to hear specifically about how you feel about the elder energy, and if that resonates, and what you think about that, because to me that is just so strong here, and it's really beautiful to have, you know, such a strong spiritual team. So, but leave me a like and leave me a comment about all that down below, and I will definitely see you guys in the next reading. All right, group 2, welcome to your reading. Chose Peacock Orb, which is just so beautiful. It definitely gives me the vibes of, yeah, like the true connection between like cosmic and like just kind of earth, you know, so ancestor, like there is just that duality here. So I'm really interested to get into these messages. So let me show you how it's going to kind of work, because there's a very specific structure to this, which is always fun. So kind of starting over here is going to be messages from your biological ancestors, right? So that's like your earth ancestors who have been connected to you in that way. Okay, so messages from them. And then we have messages here from your galactic ancestors. Okay, so your galactic line, and kind of messages in that sense. And then one message on your soul mission. Okay, just what you need to know. So very strong message. And then lastly, some guidance around just the situation in general, okay? So group 1 was pretty powerful. So I'm really excited to get into this and see what your ancestors want you to know. All right, so let's jump straight into your biological ancestors. We have Knight, be brave and honest. I think, yeah, there's definitely, like I said, there's a beautiful balance here. And so I have a feeling like all of your ancestors have been through a lot, right? Maybe even with the Knight card here, even your ancestors may have been through, you know, a lot of like fighting between opposite ends, right? Like different kingdoms, different opposing ideas, different religions, right? Like very opposite sides of the coin. And over time, they've kind of just had to learn to be kind of more at peace, and also just kind of be more seeking the truth, right? And learning that love is truth. I don't know why that's coming through. I'm just seeing that so strong, and I see like the battlefield. And yeah, because what's even beautiful about this is he just has so many scars, right? And so you just know he's been through so many battles, but now he's in peace, right? And he's surrounded by the energy of love. Wow. Yeah, that's just coming through. So that's just something, you know, you need to honor within yourself, right? That is a big part of just your ancestor line and who you are, as you are just someone who knows how to see the duality, who knows how to see the true connection of souls. It doesn't see past our differences, right? Because we're not different. We just have, people's egos have different viewpoints, but it doesn't allow love to come through. And then we have Autumn, release the old and the past. Wow. Release the old and rest, but release the old and past. Yeah, and Autumn vibes. Yeah, so Autumn specifically is a very important part, like kind of season for you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because I think you could have definitely had a lot of ancestors who worked with seasons, right? Regardless of what their work was with them, they worked with seasons and saw the power that these seasons provide, right? What Mother Nature is doing for us energetically. And so autumn is the time of harvest, but is also the time of things are starting to die towards the end of kind of like October, right? And you really get into fall. And so it's kind of more just being aware, right, that these are powerful times to really call in ancestor work, and just know that this is a potent time to really heal wounds quickly. Okay, it's just something your ancestors want you to know. You also could see crows or ravens a lot. This is like a spiritual animal guide, right? Or an animal totem, right? So just take it as it resonates. And then we have the sun, enjoy success and happiness. Yeah, because what I'm getting is your ancestors are saying, your ancestor line, again, has been through a lot of battle, a lot of, again, like opposing ideas for maybe like generations, right? And there was a lot of karma built up because of that. But maybe if, you know, some of your ancestors kind of started to, again, kind of see love, right? And I think you've even done some work to kind of help clear maybe, again, generations of this kind of just opposing energy, right? Not being in alignment. But the sun is like coming through in the sense that karma has been cleared, right? And so I think because you've been more open to spirituality and you've become in this energy of duality, you have helped clear these karmatic cycles and ties and energy that has been built up over time, okay? And so it's almost just another important message to just remember, because you're in this energy and because your ancestors started to work towards this and you've continued to heal and you've continued to work towards this, happiness is going to come because that's rewards being reaped for everything that you've let go of and healed from, and now your soil is fertile, right? And going to be ready for the sun to come and just blossom everything. So yeah, that's just what I'm getting, is your ancestors are just, I think, just letting you know, there's a big important part of yourself that you're not seeing. And I think just understanding, what this current reincarnation for you is really doing, on this level, right? Let's see what else we got. We have the seer, see beyond the situation. Yeah, see, I did kind of say, like, I feel like there's something to do with working with the seasons, right? And that's why I'm like, it could be anything, because it could be, right? I was thinking it could be spell work, but then it could be like farming, right? So there wasn't really anything, but the crow is a very spiritual seeing animal, because, it is associated with kind of death, right? And just associated with rebirth and new beginnings, right? And seeing the truth, like kind of getting through to the truth, eliminating any shadow, right? Oh, hit my straw. And so now that the seer is here, that's even more confirmation that you have some very like deep spiritual gifts of seeing past things, right? And so it's like, again, now there's like now that like all this energy has been cleared up, you can unlock this gift that was lost to your ancestors for a long time because they were not in the highest vibration of love. But now you can unlock this, right? And so definitely ravens would be a, spiritual like animal totem or guide. So just kind of depending on how it really resonates, if they really resonate with you, then they're guiding you right now on your journey, right? So, but that is crazy. And then lastly, we have medicine mother, honoring your inner knowing. Okay, I'm also getting the sense of, so this would be like, you could have like the gifts of like claircognizant, right? So just kind of clear seeing, but it also could just be like kind of clear knowing as well. But kind of with this medicine mother, inner knowing, right? That I think is a double confirmation that you have a gift known as claircognizance, okay? And that is just clear knowing of, you just know things. And you're like, I don't know how I know, I just know things. And so that is one of your huge spiritual gifts that, again, was really just kind of shut down for generations because of what was going on within your generation at that time. But now the sun is starting to come out and, again, like really make these flowers bloom. And so your ancestor team just wants you to be aware these gifts exist within inside you. If you haven't already seen them, this is a confirmation and, an encouragement to be aware of those gifts. Wow. That is so beautiful. Okay, now I'm super excited to jump into your galactic ancestors and kind of see what now they have to say about it, just kind of what you need to know right now. So let's see. We have the cosmic heart. Life is a moving prayer. Yeah, see, there's like the sun here, right? So there's kind of a feeling of happiness and just kind of enjoying. And see, I think your ancestors are, obviously very in sync. And so your cosmic ancestors are kind of saying there's been so much work that's been done energetically, right? From just your ancestor line in general, that there's some more energy that needs to be put into having fun, like the energy of the sun, right? So think about just let's go do fun things. Like that's what the energy of the sun is, right? And so that's kind of what your ancestors are saying overall is kind of the message between both of them, is to have more fun, and every day should feel energizing. Every day should feel amazing, right? And so you have these powerful gifts to move your life in the direction that you want it to go in, so use them. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing so far. We have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Okay, so you've probably heard of the Pleiadians. It's a star ancestor line. So I would definitely check into that. Then this is, confirmation that this is part of your star family, right? So kind of your ancestral line. They're a very, highly intelligent and kind of, there's the feeling that they kind of come here to really, that energy comes here to really help uplift humanity through technology, right? Not always, but that is one way to do it. And that is why we're seeing so many advancements in technology and so quickly. So it just says here, though, specifically for you, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So again, like you have a lot of spiritual powers, okay? Because again, we talked about having the gifts of clear seeing and clear knowing, and I think channeling, being able to channel spirit, right? Being able to channel even this ancestral line, right? These higher beings, okay? You have some really great, amazing abilities, okay? So if you don't already know that, that's a confirmation, okay? From now, both sides, that you possess spiritual gifts. Woo! All right, let's see what else we got. We have empathetic starseed. Yeah, okay, yep. See, you also are like an empath, right? So you're a sensitive soul, right? And you've probably gotten that, right? Like, oh, you're so sensitive, or like you're a sensitive person. But it's not a bad thing. It's because you are so in tune with these deep spiritual gifts that your energy is more sensitive. And these gifts are always on autopilot if you're not aware of them, right? And so now that you have the confirmation, you absorb what's yours unknowingly, right? And you use, again, these gifts kind of unknowingly because you weren't aware of them. And now that you're aware of them, it's important to kind of set boundaries, right? And to kind of work and protect your energy, especially if you want to work with these gifts and you want to work on kind of harnessing that energy and those powers that you possess, because again, you possess some great abilities and power that you need to make sure you're protecting your energy, okay? So, and you know, starseed, that's, you know, again, like just kind of a term used to describe, you know, a soul who's here, who is connected to a very, you know, powerful like galactic line, right? So like the term galactic, right, really kind of resonates with you. Like that's the energy of starseed, right? Because some people also really connect to more like earth energy, right? And there's just all kinds of different resonance. And so it really just depends, but that's another confirmation there for you. Last card we have is jump in, adventures, say yes to change. Yeah, see, like a lot of things are happening because there's a lot of healing that you've done and you've been able to work through, again, a lot of karma. And so because of that, these gifts are starting to unlock and a lot more is coming to you. So say yes to that change, because your ancestors are saying it's part of what your soul is asking for, okay? Your soul wants to be able to be more expressive, right? With that cosmic heart, more expressive, more adventurous, right? And so say yes to that change, welcome it, be excited about it. And now let's see a specific message then on your soul mission, okay? So I'll have you look at the image while I'm reading the message on the back. We have crown chakra, the unlimited self. So just listen while I read this. The crown chakra is your link to the multidimensionality of your being, the seat of your soul. It gracefully connects you to the heavens. The infinity symbol of limitless appears within the unfolding petals and points to your most potent potential. Here you can delight in the divine strands of light that dance with us when we are aligned with spirit, purpose, and truth. Be present and flow with rigid outcomes. Find more space in your life. Find your own way to meditate. Explore the state of flow and be receptive to intuitive messages you may receive. We're talking about crown chakra. We're talking specifically about having access to these gifts, right? And again, channeling a higher level of consciousness, channeling these higher, vibrational beings. Like, you have that ability, okay? So they're letting you know right now in your soul mission, you're unlocking your gifts, okay? If this is your first awareness to them, now you have confirmation and awareness to some of the gifts that you possess. If this isn't new information, this is a confirmation that it's time to really let them shine and let yourself be seen, because this new energy is just kind of bouncing inside you, really waiting to come out, right? So yeah, that's definitely what is they're kind of saying, really, in between each other. So that the duality, right? That this is something that is flowing between both sides of your ancestor line. Okay, so now let's see just what kind of guidance they have just around your situation right now. So we have transformation. Yeah, exactly. So again, like the energy is shifting. the energy is changing, what I just said with the sun. So you need to just kind of flow with it, like they said, with your soul mission, and accept these gifts. Accept this is who you are, because you're going through a huge spiritual transformation, okay? Wow, that is beautiful. New beginnings, cycle. Look at that. Transformation, new beginnings, okay? You're transforming, you're hitting a new beginning, okay? That's what they're also saying here, right? Like you're hitting a new stage, a new kind of point in your soul journey of now unlocking your gifts to be able to use them, okay? This is ancestral gifts that you've had throughout lifetimes, okay? And your ancestor line, again, has been through a lot, you know, your earth ancestor line, and you've held a lot of that karmatic debt. So now it's time to accept those gifts, because they're going to bring you a lot of abundance and success in this life, because you can use those gifts to build your garden, right? Like to be able to harvest and rest and have that cycle of kind of working with the seasons, right? So that could have something to do with the work that, you know, as part of your soul mission is working with the seasons. I'm just also hearing that again. So yeah. And then we have consciousness, victim mentality. Okay, so they want you to get out of this victim mentality, which that could be honestly like an unconscious kind of, again, pattern that has maybe been throughout your ancestor line, because again, your ancestor line has gone through a lot of hard things, right? A lot of battle, a lot of, kind of like victim, you know, issues, like because there was a lot of fighting and a lot of, you know, just that energy of just being so against each other, right? Because you see differently than me, you're not good, right? And so that was just the thought process for so long, that this victim mentality was such a big strain. So I think it's, if you know, have been doing a lot of healing and, you know, you resonate and feel like that this is something you've healed through, just be aware that that is one of the patterns that comes from this ancestor line, okay? So just be aware of it, or this may be just a message that this is what you need to heal on, okay? If you do find yourself in the victim mentality, you don't want to put yourself in that mindset, because that is a mindset of lack. That's a mindset of fear. You're not standing in kind of the night energy of now I'm in my power, right? Which you're powerful. So yeah, spirit and like your ancestors are saying, step out of this victim mentality and just accept who you are. Okay, so wow. This is really beautiful. So overall, group 2, this is your message. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this message from your ancestors, and if you are aware of these gifts or not. I'd love to hear if this is like the first time you're hearing about some of these gifts, or if this kind of just helped you confirm what you kind of thought. I would just love to hear specifically about that down below, or what you think about like your kind of soul mission, because it seems like it's amazing. So yeah, definitely let me know. Leave me a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, group 3, welcome to your reading. You chose tourmaline quartz, which is so beautiful. All right, so I just want to kind of show you how this is gonna work. It's in a very specific format, so I just wanted to kind of explain it. So the first cards are kind of messages then from your biological ancestors, right? So your earthly ancestors, and then these are messages from your galactic ancestors. One specific message on your soul mission from your galactic ancestors, okay? And then this is guidance from kind of both sides on just kind of your current situation, okay? So yeah, let's jump straight into it, starting with your kind of biological earthly ancestors, okay? So let's see what they want you to know right now. All right, we have White Witch, be the light, okay? So the first things I'm getting is that you could have a very deep connection to working with the earth, right? And working with that type of witchcraft. And if that's the case, then it's time to honor that part of yourself, because that could be a big part of your ancestor line where there was a lot of knowledge, right? And a lot of true connection with Mother Gaia, right? Plus, like, be the light. I'm also getting like, be the flame that will shine even when no one else is. So meaning whatever you are wanting to kind of shine through, it's time to let it be seen, okay? So be that light, honor who you truly are. And then we have water guardian, connect to your emotions, okay? Yeah, so your ancestors want you to, I think, yeah, spend more time with connecting to who you truly are, right? Not who your personality is, but your soul, okay? What makes you feel at home? What makes you feel just so happy and joyous, okay? Spend some time really connecting to these different emotions and how different things in your life make you feel, so you can really assess what is good for your life and what is not, right? What is bringing in light and what is not. So that's just kind of what I'm getting so far from your ancestors. And then we have high priestess, harness mystic power. Yeah, so that's definitely a confirmation that you definitely have ancestors who were, you know, very into like, yeah, shamanic or like witch practices, right? Like very just mystical, very powerful energies, okay? So that is within you, and so that's why you have to be in this power of owning your light and not worrying about what other people think, because you're going to be a light for someone else, okay? And your ancestors are saying what power you possess within inside you has not even been close to being revealed yet. And then we have oracle, wait for important information. Yeah, what I just said, right? Like, yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, again, like mystic power. You also could have been an oracle in a past life, right? And an oracle is kind of just basically what I'm doing right now, right? Like this is just a modern form, where back in the day, like, right, they use like a crystal ball, like, or like a seer object, right? Or even just had different practices before these were, you know, created. But plus it says waiting for important information, so there's more things that are going to be unlocked to you, and it's almost about going within and connecting with your inner self and like that true higher self, right? Because doing that is almost going to give you some insights, intuition downloads on what you need to know. Oh my gosh, that is powerful. And there's a lot of divine feminine energy here, and you don't have to be like, you know, like you don't have to resonate with that. We all have a feminine and a masculine side to us, the yin and the yang, and that's really important because that's kind of the energy you have here, right? It's two different sides of the coin, and one is not worse than the other. You actually need both. So yin energy, yang energy. So this is the yin energy, right? This is like divine feminine energy. So that's what really needs to be harnessed right now, okay? And there's a lot of because the divine feminine is connected to these deeper intuition gifts, okay? So that's why that's specifically coming through the divine feminine. So that is just really powerful. Like I just feel like the power, I don't know how to describe it. Like the energy is just like so, it's not like intense, like it's not like fast, but it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's intense. I just feel like empowered, you know? Wow, it's just amazing. Okay. So now let's jump over to your galactic ancestors and see what they have to say now. And then we'll kind of connect them here in the center. Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Okay, yeah, so definitely you have some powerful cosmic ancestors. They said it themselves. So there is like a sense of groundedness, right? Like what I just said, this feminine energy needs to be grounded within you. Okay, and so your cosmic ancestors are also kind of confirming this same thing, right? That there is this side of you that needs to be kind of brought into balance. Okay, so yeah, stay grounded. Seed the light, be the light. Okay, seed the light by staying grounded. So you'll become in harmony and in balance when you seed this part of yourself. Wow. Then we have, where are you being called to? Yeah, see how we talked about that here? Like there's something, your soul is really sending you loud messages, right? Your higher self is sending you loud intuition downloads to really understand this part of yourself, right? So this is a huge confirmation of the gifts or maybe downloads that you've been getting recently, or this could be new information to you, but either way, it's some empowering information to know where you're currently at in your situation, and your ancestors are guiding you in a very balanced way, right? And so it's about figuring out who you truly are and let it shine, and other people are going to be inspired. It's part of what you're supposed to do. So that could be journeying somewhere else, right? Or opening up a new community space, right? Like changing the people you are around because maybe they don't resonate with your energy, right? So then go find the people where you can shine this part of you, and it's accepted, it's loved, it's admired, right? Wow. And then we have longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yeah, interesting that I just said that, because I think there is a sense of like feeling like you don't belong, right? And that's pretty common, you know, for souls who are here to provide such huge milestones in raising the human consciousness, right? It can feel kind of overwhelming because you're not meant to fit in, right? Your vibration is already higher, so people around you are going to be like, you don't fit in, right? And so that's the thing, is there is a sense of not belonging. And so that doesn't mean that you'll never belong. It means that you need to find the right community and the right group of souls who do vibe at your level or at your frequency, right? So yeah, that's just what I'm getting with that, is your cosmic ancestors are saying align yourself with the right people so these gifts, again, can be seen, can be acknowledged, can be loved, can be supported. Wow. And then we have lifting the veil. Anything unaligned must go. Yeah, see, your ancestors are very on point in this reading. The past couple of groups have been a little bit more like, I won't say like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was just a little bit more story. Like they were kind of just like kind of hugging, like sugarcoating kind of a little bit, but not really. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was just a different energy. But your ancestors are very like, we love you, but we need you to see your power. Like, just very straightforward, right? That's just what I feel anyways. Like, because everything is just very synced, right? And very like kind of just straight to the point. Because yeah, lifting the veil, so anything unaligned must go. Basically what I was just saying, right? There's things that are not aligned in your life, that are not on your frequency in your life right now, that are preventing you from being authentically you. And once you step into this authentic power, it's gonna unlock, I mean, the kind of the portal in this image, right? Like, it will unlock so many more portals. You just have to follow it. But now I'm curious on this card. So pay attention to the image on this card, which now I find even more interesting because it looks exactly like this oracle card. Like, yeah, this oracle card. Do you see it? Like, they both are like kind of closing their eyes and like kind of holding up something to a higher power, right? And like this energy is coming through. Oh man, that is powerful. Definitely an oracle, okay? And again, just an oracle is just the term of someone who channels spirit. Again, that's what I'm doing right now. That's why they called them oracle cards, right? Because you're channeling spirit through images, right? So anyways, you just need to know that that's what you possess. Okay, so listen to this message, okay? So this is specific to your soul journey right now at this point. Okay. As we deepen our spiritual path, and this is called the violet flame. As we deepen our spiritual path, step out of illusionary constructs and become empowered beings. Life presents more opportunities to grow than before. Your sensitivity will be heightening, so it may be harder to spend time in places with certain energies. Do you have a range of accessible go-to practices for recentering, cleansing your aura, and protecting your energy field? A routine for psychic fitness that will keep your aura strong and resilient, your energy sovereign, and your vibration high, and help you see through illusions that block you or disorient you. Bring the violet flame into your meditation and self-care practices for graceful rebalance. What's just beautiful about this is it's just like kind of confirming again that the people that you interact with are not at the same frequency as you. So you can't let these gifts be seen, because I think for some of you, you know that you possess some of these gifts, but you're not in a space where it's accepted. And so you don't feel like you can shine that light. But again, that message was very specific from your ancestors, that your light, shining your light, will encourage others to also shine their light. And that is what we're all trying to do. We're all connected on a consciousness grid, right? And so as one person is lighting up, it's going to light up someone else, and that's going to light up someone else, and that's going to light up someone else. And it's literally just a pattern until we all literally just energetically can rise at the same time, right? I know, it's so crazy, but that's what you're part of, okay? So your ancestors just wanted you to know that, and know the power you possess, and you're meant to channel spirit just like I'm doing, right? So if this is something that interests you, you have a lot of different spiritual gifts and a lot of different ways you can use your spiritual gifts. So you'll just have to figure out what feels exciting and what really calls to you. But you have the ability to channel spirit and help people find clarity, help people figure out who they are, okay? So just want to say that. All right. And then the messages here then are kind of guidance then from both kind of ancestor lines to help you through this kind of current situation. So we have Ascended Masters Spirit. Yeah, exactly. So your ancestors are very wise. And that's why I said they were kind of just like straight to the point, because I think they're just like, again, they're very powerful because you're very powerful, right? So they're like, we need you to just see yourself, please. Like, please. So because, yeah, they're just so ascended, right? And you need to be in the energy where you're around other souls who are ascending, right? Who are in the same energy that you are. Wow. And then we have the energy of fragmented energy. Yeah, exactly. Your energy, like they kind of said in your soul mission card, your energy becomes fragmented when you're around people who aren't at the same frequency. Because do you have practices to rebalance your energy, to protect your energy? Because if you don't, you need to, because it causes your energy to become fragmented, and then you can't use your gifts, right? Or you don't feel at your true self, because your energy is shifting to other people, right? Or it's not where you can see it. You just don't feel clear-headed. So yes, they definitely want you to know that for guidance. And then we have events, travel. Wow. Okay, so where are you being called to journey to? Okay, for some of you, there's a place that you've wanted to visit for a long time, and this is a confirmation that it's time to go to that place, because there could be ancestral connections there and that's why you feel called to it, right? That could be some of maybe where you get more guidance on these gifts, right? Or just more help from your ancestors in general. So wherever you've been called to journey to, because here's 2 cards confirming that, it's time to follow that, because there's deep healing or messages within that experience and that journey, okay? That's beautiful. Yeah, because we have like 5 here, right? Which is like the middle of like a journey. So the way I think about it is like going to this place, right, will again unlock or connect you with what you need to, and it will give you what you need to advance in your journey, right? Like that's from 5 to the end of the journey, right? It just kind of gets you past that next step. That's just what I'm getting. It's just essential information, essential training, initiation. It can be different for all of you, but that's definitely what I'm getting, which is beautiful. And then the last card we have is Optimism, Consciousness. Yes, you're raising your consciousness, right? That's what you're doing right now. And so stay optimistic of what's happening, because again, you have a very powerful gift in a lot of different ways, and you're here to be such a light for people and help people feel balanced, okay? So balance your own divine feminine energy and be optimistic of Spirit has got your back, okay? Your ancestors have got your back, and they're always here for guidance. I hope this kind of gave you more clarity on how they're here to support you, but you have a very, very powerful ancestor line, okay? So use them for guidance, for support, for if you need just a sense of optimism, right? Let them come in and provide that for you. But overall, this is your message. So definitely let me know what you think about this down below. And yeah, I'm really curious to see if you knew about, you know, some of your spiritual gifts, or if this is new information to you. This is really beautiful. So I'd love to hear that down below, what your thoughts are around that, and just kind of what you think about these messages from your ancestors. But overall, this is your message. So leave me a like and a comment, and comment on all that stuff, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next reading. All right, group 4, welcome to your reading. Chose amethyst. That was group 3's crystal. Oops. Oh, that's a beautiful crystal. But we're gonna put your amethyst next to this beautiful amethyst, who I will say, this has some very powerful energy in it right now. So this is gonna be some powerful energy, I think. So I had it charged all weekend. I was doing some spiritual work. I did a 3-day workshop, kind of learning. And so yeah, that's charged with some very powerful energy. So there you go, amethyst and amethyst. So I just want to explain how this process is going to work, because it's very structured. So these are your biological ancestors. Okay, so messages from your biological ancestors. And then we have messages from your galactic ancestors. Okay. And then one specific message on your soul mission at this current time from your galactic ancestors, okay? So just a very specific structure, but it's really beautiful how it turns out. And then these cards last are going to be just kind of guidance around your situation right now from both sides, okay? So we're gonna start with your biological ancestors, okay? All right, so we have Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. Okay, so your ancestors definitely want you to, it's awesome that they're kind of presenting themselves that way too, right? Like, just, so you could have a connection to foxes. It could be one of your spirit animals or a spirit totem, but it's really just trusting in who you authentically are, no matter what is changing around you, right? What society deems is acceptable or not, it doesn't matter. You need to let your light shine through and trust, again, yeah, trust your talents, trust who you authentically are, okay? And then we have Guardian Angel, you're not alone. Yeah, it seems like, you know, right now is a really challenging time for you, and your ancestors are very aware of this. And so your ancestors are saying, just trust in your abilities, trust in who you are, and know that you're divinely protected and taken care of, okay? So just keep stepping forward. Your ancestors are just really here to encourage you. There's a lot of encouragement here, okay? And definitely a lot of divine protection. Really beautiful. Wow. And then we have Air Guardian. Shift your perception. Okay, so yeah, your ancestors, again, really recognize that you're going through a really tough time right now and a really tough cycle. And, you know, it's something that is changing. A lot is changing in the world in general. A lot could be changing where you live or in your life personally right now. And your ancestors are just encouraging you to shift your perception in a new direction, right? So that could be what you used to see, how you used to see things, right? How you used to see yourself, how you used to act, how you used to do this or whatever. It's so specific to you personally, right? But there's just something that needs to be shifted that is not aligned to who you truly are, okay? And your ancestors are really encouraging you that you'll be a lot happier if you stay true to who you really are, okay? Again, some really powerful, kind of, specifically this crystal was charged this weekend with kind of self-love on accepting the self, which is the higher self, the soul, right? And so that's interesting that that's coming in here, right? Where your ancestors are kind of asking you to really do that, right? To accept your soul, to accept this light that's wanting to come through, okay? Because it may seem scary to shine it in a world that seems so uncertain or not accepting or whatever your fear is. But your ancestors are saying you're not alone and you're going to be protected. And again, you're going to be happier, okay? And then we have Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. Yeah, what I just said, right? Like, allow yourself to just show up who you truly are, and more of who you are is going to unveil to you, okay? Because you may be like, okay, well, I don't know, you know, my higher self that well, which you do, because, you know, you chose that amethyst, so you have such a deep connection to like your third eye, right, and more of your spiritual self. But the more that you accept that, right, and the more that you allow yourself to be seen and you trust your intuition, the more is transforming inside you, okay? So yeah, that's what your ancestors want you to know on that end of the spectrum. So let's jump into your cosmic ancestors now. Very curious to see what they have to say about this situation. We have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Yeah, wow. And yeah, we have like Thoth, right? Like the god of knowledge, right? In ancient Egyptian, right? And so lots of deep knowledge, right? And again, transform and unveil your gifts. So you have a lot of spiritual knowledge and wisdom that is ready to be unlocked, right? And your cosmic ancestors are saying you need to look deeper within yourself, right? And really, again, yeah, channel that who you really are, and make that shown, and more knowledge is going to come about who you are. More knowledge, more like almost remembrance. That's the word I'm looking for. More remembrance of who you are, and then that makes you feel more like, oh wow, and you don't care what the world thinks of you because you know who you are truly, right? Wow. Let's see what else they have to say. We have all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Yeah, follow your intuition, turn that gaze within and see yourself, okay? See yourself, because other people need to see you. So, but you have to see yourself first. So turn your gaze within. That's what your star ancestors are encouraging you to do, so that you can just unlock more of your greatness. That's really what it's about right now. Beautiful. And then we have breath of the cosmos, my will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Yeah, so like I said, I think you guys are in a tough situation right now, and it feels really tough, right? And so your ancestors are saying just trust the universe, and again, remember you're not alone, and you're divinely guided and taken care of. And so don't stress too much about these things will never come to me, right? Or my situation is never going to change. You know, your cosmic ancestors are saying don't be in that energy of like micromanaging the universe, because it slows down those manifestations, right? It slows down what your spiritual team is trying to do for you, okay? So definitely just become aware of yourself and just open yourself up to yourself, basically, really. Like go deep within and allow yourself to be seen in every capacity with love and compassion, no judgment. You love every ounce of yourself, okay? You accept every ounce of yourself. Doesn't mean you can't heal parts of yourself, but you have to accept and love everything, because it was there for a reason. It was there to protect you, okay? And then the last card we have is you're not alone. Oh my God. Two messages from two different decks. Come on. Yeah, see, both of your ancestors are trying to just remember that even though right now feels hard and you may feel alone right now, you are not alone, okay? Your ancestors are here with you. Your spiritual team is here with you, okay? So just focus on going within and know that you're protected in that process, and ask your ancestors for help. They will help guide you. They will help you heal. They will help that process along. You don't have to do it yourself, okay? That's what I'm hearing, is because this is shadow work, right? Going within and kind of seeing yourself. You're going to see parts that don't align with your soul, and then you're going to see parts of your soul that you're like, okay, yes, that feels right. And it's going to be a lot of alignment, right? And so asking your ancestors to help will make that process seem more clear, and they'll help guide you. They'll give you signs. They'll help you with things that will help you heal, right? So ask upon their help and guidance for sure. Okay, so now this card is a specific message from your cosmic ancestors on your soul path right now, okay? So here's the image with that, and I'm just gonna read what this says. Reclaim your energy. Our energy is our responsibility, and how we give it away becomes a conscious choice as we step into empowerment. And yes, it is possible to restore the fragments of self we give away before we came to this awareness. You have the power to own your energy and choose where you direct it. If you are not at your optimal vibration, consider the core of why and this may be. Detach from depleting influences and boost positivity. It is up to you to make the shift. Transform your life by choosing healing and self-empowerment. Kickstart the upward spiral to abundant energy and soul presence. Yeah. I mean, just confirming what we've been talking about, right? On seeing who you truly are and seeing your own light is what your ancestors just want to bring to your awareness at this point in time, okay? Because it's reclaiming your energy, it's reclaiming your inner power, it's seeing your soul's power and now being able to use it. So now let's see the guidance then they have around just kind of this whole situation. We have kindred partnership people. Wow, okay, so someone that you have, had a relationship with in the past, it could have been a past life as well. It doesn't have to be someone you've known in this life, is either in your life right now or coming to you. So if they're already in your life, it's just a confirmation to use this as a vessel of support as well. Again, you're not alone, right? And if you're not in a relationship, then one will be coming, because look how beautiful the energy is in this card. So beautiful. So because I think it's having someone who sees your greatness can unlock so much, right? Because sometimes it's hard for us to see our inner greatness when maybe that hasn't been the case our whole life, right? No one has told us you're amazing or whatever the case is, right? And so if that's the case for you, know that you have a partnership that you've had in a past life, or maybe you've known them in this life, and it's been a while. It's going to be rekindled because you both have gotten to a point where you're ready to be together, right? There's still more healing that needs to take place, right? But that doesn't mean that you still can't bask in love and happiness, okay? So that's what your ancestors are letting you know. And then we have consciousness deserving. Yes, you need to get in this feeling of I deserve abundance, because they said that, right? In this card, they're like, you need to be in the presence and energy of abundance, of feeling like you deserve of empowerment, right? So they've talked about in this card, so making sure that you surround yourself, right, with people who are at a higher vibration and who radiate positivity, okay? It doesn't mean that they can't feel any other emotions and it's bad, right? But who just are at a higher vibration, because that helps put you in the mindset of I deserve abundance, I deserve love, okay? And again, seeing more of your light, okay? So that could be a message for some of you, is finding a community that is on your frequency, okay? That you can really connect with, and you're not alone. And then we have family, friends, and guides spirit. Okay, yeah, what I just said, basically. So your family, in the sense of your chosen family or your ancestors, right? Whatever that is, friends and guides, right? All of the above is here to help you see who you truly are. Okay, so I think the first step is to, one, allow yourself in to yourself. Does that make sense? Like, allow yourself to be seen to yourself. Again, without judgment, without fear, without anything, without expectations. The best way to do this is to write a letter to yourself. I did a really empowering exercise over the weekend, like I was saying with this crystal about unlocking inner empowerment. You write a letter from your higher self to your kind of everyday self, and vice versa, or whatever calls to you. But you need to kind of channel some of kind of your greatness, right? You need to see these different aspects of yourself, and bringing that awareness for yourself will allow you to accept it, and again, kind of heal what you need to heal and kind of figure out some things. And then you can show yourself to more people, right? And they'll see your light and they'll see your beauty, right? So that's just what I'm getting, is open yourself up to family and friends. Some of you may need to open yourself up to yourself first. So just take it as it resonates, for sure. And then we have deception events. Okay, so I think your ancestors are just warning you. Actually, that's confirmation, yeah. Your ancestors are just saying that there's people in your life, low vibrational energies, who are deceptive, who are in this just kind of fear-based energy, right? And it doesn't put you in the vibration of seeing your true potential, doesn't put you in the vibration of your higher self being the one in the everyday seat, right? And so, yeah, your ancestors want you to be aware of who these people are, or this thing is that lowers your vibration, and eliminate it, right? Because that also said that in this card, like we were talking about. And connect to your family and your friends first, or instead, right? And raise your vibration so again you can have your greatness be seen, because it's time to be seen, especially with all the amethyst, right? It's time to be seen. If you haven't seen my collective message, I think it will also really help you with some guidance. I'll link it up here. It's what I just did recently, because especially if you resonate with my energy, I think there's just some messages, because it is all about kind of it's time to be seen. And so there could be some messages that will help you if you haven't seen that. So yeah, just take it as it resonates. But this is your message from your ancestors, which is really beautiful. So definitely let me know what you guys thought down below, and what you think about, you know, kind of what they're telling you, right? Kind of this awareness of yourself and all this ancient knowledge that you possess. Definitely let me know what you think about it. But yeah, this is your reading. So leave me a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video.